woodsman who can cut down a tree more easily than most people can chop one up. When it really comes to tackling large lumps, you can't beat the men of the forestry companies.
An axeman's gathering.
This is Thomas losing the ball that gets it.
Our 2021 STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Canadian Championship here in Thames Centre, Ontario is brought to you by Blackbridge Harley-Davidson. Time to ride. Huron Tractor. We're really big on service. And STIHL Monomix Fuel, the official pre-mixed fuel of STIHL TIMBERSPORTS, found only at your STIHL dealer.
The STIHL TIMBERSPORTS individual competition. In the first round, all athletes compete in 3 disciplines: the underhand chop, the stock saw, and the standing block chop. The times achieved will be converted into points upon completion of each discipline. In round 1, a difference of 1 point applies in each discipline, thus the fastest athlete received 12 points and the slowest only 1 point. Any rule infraction will result in a disqualification and the athlete will receive 0 points for that discipline. At the end of the first round, the athletes with the lowest scores are eliminated. Only 8 athletes make it to the second round. In this second round, the remaining athletes compete in the single buck and the springboard for increased scores. With 2 points difference between placings, the fastest athlete now receives 16 points and the slowest receives 2. The 2 athletes with the lowest total points are eliminated at the end of round 2. Only the top 6 reach the third round. In the third round, anything is still possible in the hot saw, as an increased score interval of 3 points applies in this final round. The fastest athlete can score up to 18 points at the hot saw, the slowest only 3 points. The athlete who manages to achieve the highest total score across all 3 rounds is the new champion. Springboard. Springboard simulates the traditional way of felling trees, climbing up over thick roots. First, notches known as pockets are chopped into the log. 2 springboards are then anchored into these pockets. The athlete then climbs up to chop through a 27 centimeter thick block of wood in the fastest time possible. The axes used in timber sports definitely can't be bought at your local hardware store. Made from special steel, the blade is hand sanded with an angle of 13 to 16 degrees. It's custom built and carefully adjusted for each competition. The weight is around 3 kilos and it's about 80 centimeters long. The blade is so sharp that you could shave with it.
All right, looks like we're ready for heat number 1 of the springboard chop. Coming up on stand number 1, it's Garnet Peters.
And taking on Garnet on stand number 2, Jeff Larkin.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Here we are, folks. First heat of the springboard chop. Looking good. A bit of a struggle getting those chips out of the pocket for Garnet Peters, but he's the first to place his board. Jeff Larkin, not convinced with his. He's got to make sure he gets a really nice pocket so that springboard is nice and secure for him up there. He's a big guy, so he wants to feel as secure as possible. He's not convinced with that first pocket at all. He's got to make some adjustments, make it a little bit deeper, get those chips out of the way. But Garnet Peters, he's feeling good. On a bit of a slope on his board. He's kind of ruins the power from the back. He's got to make sure that second board is a little bit better for him. Look at it. He's placing it in. Jeff Larkin on his first board. Yes, keep it going for your athletes. They're working hard out here for you.
Great looking second board there for Garnet. He's got a great board. Jeff's up on his first board. He's got a good board there. And Garnet's into this log, and it looks like a really, really juicy log. As soon as he put his axe into it, I saw the water spray out of that. That's a great sign.
That's exactly what we want to see here. We need those big chips to get out of there. Nice big swing from Garnet Peters, using that power, using those angles, that slope. He's got to make that nice big swing to really get those chips out. Jeff Larkin on stand number 2, getting those chips out of the way. You don't want those in there. Placing in his axe, he's got to be placing in that second board, taking his time, making sure it's nice and secure, giving a good test.
Good looking board
and
there
he's
for
up
Jeff.
on top. Let's give it up. Jeff Larkin on his second board. He's going to start chopping away at that block on top. Garnet Peters still working away on that front side. We're at 1:45. They have 2 minutes, 30 seconds to complete this event. So the clock is definitely ticking.
Yeah, the board's holding there. Jeff's got a little bit of a flex in it, but it's still a good board. It's going to hold. He's really got to lay into it. Garnet's gone 90% of the way through, and he's going to finish this log off with one more hit. There it is. Beautiful chop. And
there goes his axe. There we go. Jeff Larkin still working away on that.
He's still got 20 seconds. He's going to get it done.
He's got to do it. He's got to keep powering through. Looking good. He's making sure that is one tough piece of timber out there, but he can't hear you out there. He needs all the support he gets. Not Jeff Larkin's favorite event. 2 more seconds to go. He's got to keep going, and that's it.
Stand 1, we have a good cut. Stand 2, DQ, timed out.
There you have it, folks. The first heat of the Springboard chop. Good chop, good cut for Garnet Peters.
Hey folks, here with Jeff Larkin. Jeff, bit of a disappointing cut there for you. I feel your pain, you know that. Been there before. Talk us through the cut. What was going on there?
Just spraying hits all over the place, couldn't get a good pocket set, and once you can't get on your board comfortably, you're pretty well shot.
Yeah, a little bit of a sag, a little bit of a flex in that top board, and when you don't have that confidence, you can't put the power behind it.
Yeah, when you're trying to arm chop, you're just going to get nowhere. So.
Well, listen, you got to put that behind you because we know what's up next. It's your bread and butter. This man is looking forward to the single buck, and he's going to put in a great time. Good luck in the single buck, Jeff.
Thank you.
Coming up on stand number 1, it's Trevor Schofield.
And taking on Trevor on stand 2, on pole 4, Nick Russell.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
There we go, not wasting any time on this heat. Starting out a nice
5-hit
looks
pocket.
like Nick Russell not wasting any time on that first pocket. Looking good on that first board. Trevor Schofield up on top.
Good boards, both good boards, Lindsay.
Solid boards. They're definitely going to need that solid board beneath them to make sure that they have that strength from that back leg, using that strength to really torque and make sure those pockets come out nice and clean. Big chunks come out of those chips.
You'll see when these guys are chopping their pockets, they choke up on the axe a bit, get a little more accuracy, but when they get up on top, they want a good strong board. They get back on the board and they go with that full big swing, and Trevor's up on top.
Trevor is up there on his second board. He's going to start really bringing the speed there. Nick Russell feeling good about his second board. He's up on top.
Good boards, a little bit of a sag in Trevor's, but it's good. I think it's good, and Nick has a beautiful board.
It really looks nice. There we go. Nice, good first couple of hits up on top for Nick Russell, making sure those big chunks come out.
Trev's got a sag, and he's had to choke up a bit and come close, so he's arm chopping a bit. Thank goodness he has enormous arms and can get it done anyway. Nick is putting in a great chop here, Lindsay.
He really is. He's keeping that balance, making sure those big hits come in exactly where they need to. Trevor Schofield struggling a bit on his sagging board. He's not going to let it stop him, though. He's still going to make the biggest effort he can. They're giving all they got out there.
Yeah, you got to
keep it going for him, folks.
Nick's going to turn on this. He's around, and Trevor's right with him. He's going to be turning any second.
Looking good. They're
right around.
halfway through. They got to make it onto the other side. Bit of a glance for Trevor. He's a little bit choked up. His board is really sagging, but Nick Russell finishing first with the unofficial time of 1:50.
He's going to take
Trevor Schofield almost there. Nice.
We have 2 good cuts.
Fantastic news for both Nick Russell and Trevor Schofield.
All right, gang, here with Trevor Schofield. Trevor, pretty good climb getting up there, but that sag in the board. Tell us what it's like chopping off that board with that much slope to it.
It's hard to get the power, and it had to creep in towards the tree, and then you're using all your arms, not your whole body. I think I opened a little too narrow, and I tried to get deeper, but I just was running out of room, so I went with it, and it got me through it, but couldn't get the power into it.
At any point while you were up there, did you consider coming back down and cutting and opening up that pocket more?
No, I always felt safe. I didn't think it was going to give way on me, but just doing it all with the arms.
Well, you set, a bit of a lower time than Garnet. That's a good thing. You're going to get some points there, and it's double points. So great job in the springboard chop, Trev.
Thank you.
Hey folks, here with Nick Russell. Nick, very technical climb, good solid climb, great board up top, you cut it well. Are you happy with that chop?
Yeah, I was happy with the chop there. Second board hole, I gave me a little bit of grief there. I was trying to get a little chip out, but I was deep enough. I gambled, and it was good. And then the block was beautiful. I got a good rhythm as I went going through it type of stuff, and had to hear my kids supporting me from home. My mind, so it was good.
Well, and you cut it so well up top. I mean, it was just a beautiful looking cut. It looked like you were getting a lot of power. You got back on the board. You got to be happy when you can have that confidence in that top board to really lay into that block.
Hey, my personal best for the season. I got to be happy with that.
Hey, there you go. Best cut of the season for Nick Russell, the springboard chop. Let's have a hand for him.
All right, we're ready for heat number 3 on stand number 1 from Squamish, British Columbia. It's Nick Hall.
And on stand 2, right behind him from East Pubnico, Nova Scotia, Berlin Nickerson.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, Nick Hall first to the wood. He's not wasting any time, having to do one more hit to make sure that pocket is nice and steady, but they are both on their first boards at the same time. Here we go, making no wasted time on that second pocket. Making sure the chips are out of the way. Bit of a longer pocket for both of our athletes. Berlin Nickerson still going, but Nick Hall is feeling good on his second board.
Great board for Nick. Berlin's right up behind him. This is a great race.
There we go, Berlin Nickerson making sure all those chips are out of the way, getting his board nice and secure, but Nick Hall is absolutely killing that backside. Those chips are just doing exactly what he wants them to do, getting them out of the way. Nice big reach, using that power from the back leg.
An absolute melon of a log for Nick, and he knows it. He's going to set a personal best. He's coming at this. Holy cow.
1 minute just passing. He's going to make a great time. Berlin Nickerson still struggling on his second pocket. Nick started, and he's got it. Berlin Nickerson still working on his second pocket. He knows he can still get it in there, making sure it's nice and secure, placing it in. Is it going to be good for him? It's looking really good for Berlin Nickerson.
Good board, lots of time. He's still got a minute, lots of time, and he is a quick chopper, and he's got a nice log up top too. That thing's going to start opening up here. Look at him go. Big hits, big swings. He's moving a lot of wood each swing.
Nice. Big slope, nice big sloped hits from Berlin Nickerson. He is definitely, you saw him on the standing block chop yesterday. It's same kind of technique here, but he's got to keep that balance on the board.
Really reaching out, getting that firewood, cleaning it out. He's going to go 90% of the way through, then turn and finish this off. He's still got 30 seconds, lots of time, and he's nearly done this chop. He's going to be turning any minute, Lindsay.
A little bit. He's got to keep up that endurance. He's got to start driving that. He can see it start to wiggle there. He knows it's close. He wants this to be over. Come on, Berlin.
We have 2 good cuts.
There you go, folks. 2 good cuts. Nick Hall, unofficial time, 1 minute, 8 seconds. That was a quick cut for Nick. Berlin Nickerson, not the best cut, but he still gave it everything he got. You're going to see him again in the single buck and in the hot sauce, so plenty more steel points still to be had.
Hey folks, here with Nick Hall. Nick, what a stunning springboard cut you have got to. Is that a personal best for you, the Steel Series?
I don't think it's quite a personal best, but it's pretty close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you climbed well, you had great boards, and when you got up on top, that was a beautiful piece of pine.
Oh, yeah.
That was the right, what was the axe you were running for that?
Same one I was running yesterday is the banana grind. And yeah, it just ate that wood.
That was a phenomenal chop. I wouldn't be surprised if that's right around first, second place with that time. Great job, Nick, and that puts you in a great spot going into the single buck. Nice work.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, here with Berlin Nickerson. Berlin, not the climb you were looking for. Didn't have the power up top, maybe. What was going on with that cut? Talk us through that second pocket.
Yeah, so the first, well, let's talk about the first pocket first.
Let's talk about the first pocket.
Yeah, why not? It went awesome. Let's talk about, let's focus on the good points here, Ryan. Come on. What are you doing? Yeah, 6-hit front, and then the rest of it I just tried to forget. Yeah.
It's all a blur. It's all a blur.
Yeah, I had a good second pocket, 6 hits in, and I said, well, I'll just go a little deeper, and just went to put a hit in, and it messed up the whole pocket, just ruined it. And so I just kept trying to fix it for about 45 seconds there, and the rest is history.
Well, either way, you've got a time. You're going to get points. It's double points. You're guaranteed something, and moving into the single buck.
Yeah,
that's something, right? I mean, you're not at the bottom.
Yeah, I get to single buck.
There you go. You get to single buck.
Right on.
All right. Well, we're going to let Berlin go and set up for the next event. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, we are ready for our last heat of the springboard chop. Coming up on stand number 1, the beast from the east. It's Marcel Dupuis.
Right behind him, the man we just talked lots about, Mitch the Missile Hewitt, stand 2.
This is the heat I personally have been waiting for all day for the springboard chop. Both of these athletes are incredible on the springboard, and they both know that between the two of them, they have a very close heat ahead of them.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
And it's a synchronized start for both of our athletes, but Mitch Hewitt making an excellent first pocket, not wasting any time on that. Marcel Dupuis placing in his first board. It's a nice board for Marcel Dupuis. That's exactly what he wanted, but Mitch Hewitt.
5 hits on number 2. He's up before 20 seconds.
Looking good. He's going to start. He's not wasting. He's 20 seconds, and he's up on his second board. Marcel Dupuis, nice jump to his second board, getting his balance there, and he's starting to rip away. They're not wasting any time on that. Mitch Hewitt hitting every mark what he wants. Those chips are just jumping out of that wood.
He's got a great log, Lindsay. Mitch is turning already on 40 seconds, and Marcel is hitting it hard. He's tight to the pole. He can't get back as much as he'd like.
Yeah. Looking at Marcel's board, sloping just a bit. He's losing a bit of power, but Mitch Hewitt already done at 48.58. Like I said, Marcel Dupuis losing a bit of power from that sloping board. He's losing that power from that bat leg, but he is hitting a hard, that's a tough piece of timber right there. He's not giving up. Big chips coming out of that hit, making sure he reaches to that far side. He's looking good.
He's going to take it off. There it is. Still a good time, Lindsay.
We have 2 good cuts.
There you have it, folks. That concludes the springboard chop. We are 1 discipline down. 1 more discipline still to go in round 2. After that, we will have our top 6 athletes continue on to the last discipline, the hot saw.
Okay, folks, here with Mitch the Missile Hewitt. Mitch, pretty good climb, 4 and 5, and looked like a beautiful block up top. Do you feel good about that cut?
That was reasonable. Definitely wasn't as smooth as I would have liked, but having 2 years break, it wasn't too bad.
Not too bad. Sub 50 seconds with 2 years off. I think any one of us would take that cut. What'd you think of the wood up top?
That was really nice wood.
Yeah, seemed to come off quick in the back there. Nice job in springboard.
Thank you.
All right, guys, here with Marcel Dupuis. He was our leader after the first 3 disciplines. How'd you feel about your cut overall? Bit of a sagging board there. He couldn't get the power up top, eh?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good pocket, but when I hit my first hit, it kind of slabbed out. So I think the compression, it was kind of pressing on that. And should have went a bit deeper, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. You were still, I mean, you were so tight to the pole. You couldn't get the normal power that you would. But my goodness, you took that off in like 2 hits in the back. That was a beautiful finish.
Yeah, that was the plan, but I just couldn't get the cut I wanted, but it is what it is.
Still a great time. I think that's going to put you in 3rd place in the Springboard overall. Good points and double points. So it puts you in a good spot going into the single buck.
Thank you.
And it looks like we have our overall standings so far in round 2.
Yeah, so far right now, 8th place, Garnet Peters, rounded out with 22 points.
Next, we have Berlin Nickerson with the overall score of 24 points.
Jeff Larkin, 24 points as well. Those guys are on the bubble.
In 5th position, we have with 25 points, Trevor Schofield.
Nick Russell, top 4, 31 points.
And our top 3 so far after our first discipline in round 2, it's Nick Hall in 3rd with 36 points.
Marcel Dupuis tied for 1st. He's dropped down a spot in some ways, tied for 1st overall with 48 points after Springboard tug.
And last but certainly not least, in 1st with 48 points, it's Mitch Hewitt. An excellent chop for Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is a 48-second cut for Mitch is a bad day at the office, and for any other normal human being, it's a record time. So, I mean, it's funny to hear him say he's disappointed with the cut with a 4 and 5 climb and a perfect cut up top. But that's Mitch for you. I mean, he's one of the best to ever do it. But good cuts there. I mean, Nick Hall with an absolutely stellar springboard, and that's exactly what he needed in that event, setting himself up well going into the single buck.
Thanks again to the great city of Thames Centre, Ontario for hosting this year's STIHL Timbersports Canadian Championship.
Be sure to join us next time when our top 8 men's pro athletes move on to the next round. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.